obviously a pretty successful night. We showed up there. Fortunately, they were allowing testing, which I don't normally like, but it worked out in our favor this time. Went up and made my first test hit in the car, and it seemed terribly slow, but I had a really soft tune-up in it, so I didn't think too much about it. And then I turned it up a little bit and went up there to make a second test hit, and it took off like a turd again. And then about a second later, obviously the nitrous came on and it took off. Then obviously we knew we had a problem, so unfortunately at that time it was time for the driver's meeting, so I was a little bit nervous thinking I wasn't going to be able to get it fixed in time. But we went up to the driver's meeting, had a little bit of time after, before small tire, and we were able to test it. I still don't really know what the issue was, but when we tested it, it worked. And then
what was your RPM activation switch?
Yeah,
it was like not reading correctly because you had it activating at 2,000 RPMs, but it was not coming on until more like 4,000 RPMs. So once we shut that off, then it started actually hitting.
So what you're going to see initially is how the events played out in order. So the first couple passes you see, obviously that are solos, those are obviously our test hits. So they allowed you to test before the event, and then they actually had testing doing for everybody else that wasn't racing the event all night long. So a couple of the test hits we made in the orange car were actually after we had allegedly lost and we were trying to get the car figured out. But with his, you'll see the first pass, it left like a John Deere tractor. The second pass, it left like a John Deere, and then about a second later, somebody whipped the John Deere in the ass. It left really hard. So, but you'll be able to hear it in both the camera footage and the GoPro.
See, my problem was I smashed my finger. So I knew I wasn't going to make a good weekend once I smashed my finger. Because last time I smashed my finger, about 5 years ago, I slammed my car into the wall.
Oh
so,
yeah, I
said,
forgot about that.
If I ever smash my finger again, I'm not going to go racing. And then what did I do? I smashed my finger, and yet I went racing. So once again, I did the same exact thing where I make a decent pass, and then I have no boost again. So I start jacking with it, and stupid me knew exactly what was wrong with it.
Well, the first pass we went up there and we put, what did we put in the first pass? We were trying to be fairly, because we didn't know how well the track was out there.
I tried to leave on 5 pounds of boost, and it actually took it.
And then we ramped it in and it did okay. So I'm like, okay, let's turn it up. The next pass, it
ran exactly the same.
We adjusted the suspension a little bit because the front end came up too fast, but we put more boost to it and it ran exactly the same. What the hell's going on with it? That time it was first round.
And I had to go lose. And then realize, hey, it doesn't matter what I keep throwing to it, it's not making any boost.
Yeah, we put 25 pounds of boost to that car the second pass, right?
Yeah, and it made 13.
And it wouldn't, I mean, it ran fine, but it wouldn't run like it had 25 pounds of boost. 25 pounds of that car's a lot. And it ran exactly like it did. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So we pull up the data, and it commanded 25, and it made 11, I think, that pass. And then we went to the other one, and it commanded that would be the third pass. We commanded 28. When the first round of small tire.
I double entered so I could have another test hit.
Right.
So I could, because I lost my first round of that because it wasn't making any boost, and I thought I just wasn't hitting it hard, and the suspension was jacked up, and so I laid on it in that pass, and it made the exact same amount of boost. So then I knew I had a boost leak somewhere. Something's losing all of it. It's going somewhere. And once again, I found the same hose blowed off down on the intercooler, which has given me a fit 3 or 4 times. It's literally the dumbest thing I've ever done was make 4 passes without pulling the hood off and checking that, when it would blow it off every other pass the time before we took it out. So I knew better. It was my stupidity, but I'm going to blame it on Jake because I was busy staring at his computer, so it's all his fault. Every bit of it. No, it really was just my stupidity of, it's the definition of insanity is when you do the same shit over and over and expect different results, because I knew it was doing it. I knew it had that problem, and I knew it wasn't making no boost. It kept acting like it was laying over. Actually, I thought it was losing third gear. It would lay over so hard in third that I kept saying, I think it's slipping in third gear.
I think it was the second test hit we made. I'm like, dude, that car fell on its face in third gear. I said, you heard it go to third and it just laid over. I'm like, what? That's why I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know it was losing all the boost.
So it has a intake pipe that's nobody decided to do anything to hold the hose on. It didn't have
Smooth on
any
the
bead
end,
on it.
yeah.
It was just smooth on the end, and they put a 1/2 inch long weld on it to hold it, and it keeps pushing the boot off. So it's bead rolled on there now. I fixed it, of course, today after the race, and after I keep donating my money before I figure it out. But
Yeah, actually, in the GoPro footage, you'll see. I keep saying GoPro. This isn't a GoPro. It's an Insta360. In the 360 view, I'll actually put a note in there when you can hear the car fall over and you hear the boost start leaking. I listened to it this morning. You can actually hear the boost go shh under the hood. You can hear it leaking.
yeah, it was
So
bad.
you'll watch in there. I'll put a note in there when we actually lose all the boost. You can hear it as soon as it blows it off.
It's called being extremely lazy, because I made 5 passes before I pulled the hood off the car to see why it wasn't acting right. But I'd switched it over to 85. It was on Raceville. So I was more watching the tune up and watching what that was doing, trying not to blow the motor up and making sure that was right, not really paying that much attention that it wasn't actually building the boost it should have been building. So,
And we changed the bar angle that morning, so we didn't know if it was going to go straight.
which is how I smashed my finky. Yeah, I should have stayed home, but once again, I said a few choice words, threw a few things.
Did you ever find your wrench?
No.
But I would say the car ran pretty well for 11 pounds of boost or whatever it,
It
was.
does. It does really well. But
It
So,
would have been great if it would have been on the street.
yeah,
Because I think
The back
or the backside, I think it would have been fine because it was doing the exact numbers they were doing the night before. But we didn't go the night before, once again, because my car had been shutting off. Every time I'd make a pass, the dash would flash and it would reset my boost ramp, and then it wouldn't start at all. So, which actually helped me find the problem. I had a loose fuse in our arc panel where the main fuse is for the ignition was loose, so I pinched around and twisted around on that and got that fixed. So I'm just happy I got the electrical part fixed. I can make it go now once we get some boost.
well, now we know what the boost problem is. It's not that hard to fix. It ain't, so.
I will be ready for the next one. I keep getting tattooed, and I know that the cars that's beating me shouldn't be beating me. So the car is better than it's been showing out to be. So it's just driver error and tuner error for not paying attention and doing my job. So
Tuner and driver, just same person.
it happens to be me, the dumb one.
But no, it was a pretty small event. I had fun though. I think the smaller events are way more fun than the big ones, to be honest with you.
it's a really fun track too.
It is. We went to, in case you didn't see it on the flyer, we went to Leaksville, Mississippi.
It's an awesome
Street
track.
Ravin Haven. I love that track. It's such a cool track. We really like it there. The people there are cool.
Yeah, everybody's really cool
Really
there.
nice.
The people that come and watch is cool. The other racers are all really good.
Yeah.
The owners of the track, they really try to make everybody happy. I mean, they go out of their way to, and they're really doing some cool stuff. They're expanding the pond over there, and they got cabins that you can stay in.
Is that
I mean,
tree new too this time? That tree looks brand new.
I don't know.
That's what
They,
they did last time. I
built
didn't see
that
it.
barn. I mean, they're doing all kinds of stuff. And they had snow cones,
The
which
snow
I didn't
cone
get,
place.
and Rob would have been perfect there because he could. There was no fights, but I mean, if there was one, he could have went and had a snow cone or a Slurpee and missed the fight. And that's an inside joke. You get some other time.
I'm gonna
We'll
tell
that story.
I'm gonna tell that story one day. One of these days, just not today. That's funny.
But back to Jake, he won, so
Anyway,
we at least got to talk good about his
Yeah,
car
so-
now because it actually, it really did exactly what it was supposed to do once we got the nitrous thing figured out.
yeah, we got the nice thing figured out. Then that next pass, we're like, I think it's gonna work, and then it worked.
Yeah.
You know, he put that guy on the trailer. Then the next round we put. The next round was the final, but
It was on a rail.
it was on a lick. It was doing really well. It was straight, fast, didn't wiggle, didn't bobble. Although Jake lets off like 100 foot early at that track, and I don't know why.
He did. He still won. He got on line one, but it was like, we're like, he's like, I don't know, that thing ran really good. I let off here, and I was like, that wasn't even the finish line. I don't know what happened there.
It was funny. I texted him earlier. I was actually editing the footage, the initial footage, and I'm like, you know, you let off early on all your passes, right?
I don't know. It was a,
It is kind of hard to see down there. Plus,
They
the
need a
next
big
car has one headlight, and that doesn't help either.
yeah, they needed a good lit up cone or something down there on the finish line. But
Yeah.
when you're going fast, it's hard to see. If you're going really slow at like 106, it's real simple to see it.
Yeah.
But I mean, we had a
It's,
little
it's
bit.
dark down there,
Yeah,
and
it was hard to see.
the first time we went down there months ago, I didn't run off the end of the track, but
You
I
you
totally
found the
missed.
end.
I missed the return road, so I was like, "Oh, I'll just keep going and I'll cut through the grass," which was not a good idea because there's like a foot drop off. But
There's one return.
so after that, I'm trying to be a little cautious, but I was probably a little bit too cautious. So
Yeah, but then after that, initially we went to both race small tire, and then they ended up having a True Street battle as well. So we double entered in True Street. In first round, he drew the blue Mustang, which I believe that guy's name is Marcus.
Marcus.
I don't know.
Cool people,
why.
nice people.
Yeah, he runs together with Donnie Thane, that Vegas station wagon, and I wish I could remember her name. I'm a bad person. In the blue Camaro, I cannot remember her name for the life of me. Very cool people. They're very nice. We drew him first round, and he put us on the trailer. It is what it is. When your car's not running right, what do you expect? You know. And then when you tell a car to make 25 pounds and it makes 10,
It's not hard to win.
yeah, you can't really expect to beat a car like that. His car's really fast too. So during the initial chip draw,
I drew Jake.
they drew each other, and those two teammates drew each other.
Yeah.
So everybody agreed to let us change cards,
Yeah.
and we raced them, and they raced us.
Yeah. So we didn't
So
drive
everybody
3
agreed
hours. Yeah, we
to
didn't
race
drive
each other.
To race each
Because
other.
we did it the race before. Me
Yeah.
and Jake drew each other right
Yeah.
off the bat. So we were just trying to avoid that. So they
Yeah.
let us swap cards and
Yeah,
not race each other.
Yeah.
Race master
Yeah.
agreed was all good.
Yeah, everything was all good. They were all cool with it. So everybody understood that it's not fun to drive 3 hours to race the guy you came with. After the chip draw, like I said, we raced Marcus first round of True Street, and we lost. And then it came around to first round of small tire, which Jake actually drew Marcus in that round, and Jake took Marcus out first race. Then we raced the Vega wagon. They were like, "Oh, we'll turn it up against this Vega wagon." Well, guess what? We turned it up to 28 pounds, and it still made 12 pounds of boost or whatever it was. So it would be hard to beat that car on 25 pounds, let alone on just 12. So that car's fast. They got their program together with that car.
It's a local car, local track. So
Yeah.
they know how to make it.
They know the
They
game.
put everything
They know
that's
what
got
they're
to it. They know the limit of the car and the track. So they're tough competitors down there. But it was fun. We learned something.
It was fun. And then second round came along, and Jake got the Vega wagon, and
He staged, and then when he set his brake, he rolled out of the beam backwards and red lit, which put him in the red light because he went in and back out.
yeah, if you watch the video, that's what happened. They both cars staged. They both got the trans brake, and some cars, when you got the trans brake, they inch backwards
He
a little bit.
He shallow staged, and it got the best of
And
it.
it inched backwards, and when it did, they dropped the tree and it red lit him. You know, unfortunately, I would have loved to have that race, because that would have been I think that would have been the best race of the night. Because that car's fast, our car's fast, and we knew what we had, and they knew what they had, and I really think we both knew it was going to be a good race.
Yeah,
So
but it was going to be exciting.
it was going to be good, but unfortunately, it didn't work out that way, and it's happened to the best of us. It happened to us one time during the no prep back, a long time ago. It happened, same thing. We had that black Camaro, went up first stage, hit the trans brake, and the light turned off, and the red light dropped, and the guy took off. We didn't know what happened, but it happens.
But he made a lick that was going to be hard to beat anyway.
Yeah.
I will say that. Both of them, I think, did anyway. So it was going to be a good race.
That was definitely the two fastest passes of the night from anybody.
Definitely not for me.
Out of anybody, I should say.
Yes. His car was on a rail really once he got that nitrous. It was going to be a hard car to beat. I don't care. It was doing what it's supposed to done, and them new tires really helped.
Yeah.
And I kept telling him, "Man, you gotta switch them tires out. You gotta switch them tires out." Oh, it's got one more race in it. This thing's got 16, 18 passes on those tires, and some of them were 8th mile backside burnout passes all the way start to finish. And so he got them on there, and man, that baby did what she's supposed to do.
If you guys would buy more T-shirts, we can afford to buy tires.
He's trying to get
Yeah, they were
He
chopped.
took them off, and they
The
wouldn't
base
even,
rounds
they
are
wouldn't even
just
stand
chopped.
up on their own. He took them off and set them on the floor, and they went.
They were
just
tired.
fell over.
They were just sleepy.
There was no sidewalls left.
But no, and they were so chopped up in that asphalt. That asphalt's brutal on slicks. It just makes little chops and layers in them.
We all left. We all survived. Nobody crashed. Good. The guys that put it on was great guys. Also, you know,
They were.
put $1,000 on top of the daily
And
class.
it was freaking 100 degrees.
And it was so
And there was
hot. 2 days.
There was 3 other races going on this weekend.
And a bunch of them went to Cottonwood, I think, and raced that deal. And so, yeah, I mean, they had a lot going against them. But as far as the guys goes, they were
Yeah, they did
great
awesome.
guys.
They did great work. Crowd control racing events, I believe.
Yeah, that's exactly who it was. So I mean, we,
They throw another one, I'd go. know,
Yeah.
I think
Good guys.
they treated everybody good. They were
Anybody
fair.
wanted to make changes, they took a vote on it. They changed the rule.
They let
said,
you
hey,
vote.
if it's
They weren't.
better for a program, we'll do it.
They weren't my way or the highway type of deal. They were open to suggestions and votes, and they definitely cared about your opinion, what you thought. So,
All in all, it was a good weekend. I learned something anyway.
you know, learn don't follow Jake back on the way home.
Yeah, again. That's twice. The first time he put me in a crash for 2.5 hours on the highway, and this time, no Africa down there, except I have no idea what happened there. But I'll start going through no trucks over 12 feet tall, and I'm in a motorhome that's 12.8, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not making that turn. So I start going down these side roads, and we were lost in downtown Mobile, and I am like almost rubbing curbs trying to get around corners and stuff, and cars parked everywhere on the side, and I'm
Good.
like, yep, we're hosed.
Hey, we trimmed all the trees for him though.
Yeah, I did. I brushed every tree.
I really don't know. I use Waze every single time, and it did screw us on the wreck a couple months ago, but this time I'm like, I don't know. It just took me this crazy way, and no matter how many times I tried to get it to route me a different way, it wouldn't go. So I'm like, there's got to be a wreck. And my dad was like, yeah, there's got to be a wreck. So he was trying to find it, but by that time I was like, we were already committed to turning right there because I didn't want to get stuck in traffic for 2 hours. So
Yeah. We had to get that, replay that.
It was
thing.
funny though.
yeah,
It was a good time.
It was
Also, I want to say that I did change my rear end setup, and I put some Mac Funkhauser shock brackets and stuff on there, and had way more adjustable on my cow track bars, and them things are awesome. It gives me so much more adjustment, and my car actually went the straightest it's probably went in a long time, and hooked, did what it's supposed to do. So I'm gonna give a shout out to Matt Funkhauser, because anybody that does leaf spring stuff, that guy is your guy. He does all kinds of S10 long travel stuff, leaf spring sliders, and USA built and quality. So just gonna give a little shout out to him. He don't owe me nothing. He don't give me no deals. I pay regular retail for it. But when a guy's local and he does really good work, you just want to throw his name out there and give him props. He deserves it.
Absolutely. And then what was the Hooligan Motorsports? They were there last night selling prep for the event.
Yeah. They were selling skinny sauce.
Yep.
I forgot mine.
And then I hope you guys like. I actually got to use my Insta360 Ace Pro, my new action camera, for some different.
Got a good sky view once. Jake's. Yeah. Camera flip.
I know. I left it in there too. I didn't edit it out.
And then I had a really good pass, and I was like, that's going to be a good video, Tyler. And he's like, except the camera was still on Jake's.
Yeah,
I didn't have time to
if
switch
you guys
it.
would buy more T-shirts, I could have two cameras.
We have to switch them to every car and every time.
That's
so,
why I'm running around ragged.
and I was running right behind Jake, so we didn't have time to switch the cameras.
Yeah, Jake was coming down the return road and he was making a pass, so I couldn't get the camera.
Kind of hosed us on getting all the videos and all the passes, but it was close. It worked.
No, I'd like to have one more, and I'd really like to have a Insta360 actual 360 camera. I think that would be ideal.
I just would like to race when it's not hotter than the devil's ass.
Now,
yeah, it's terrible.
it sucks outside.
That was bad.
It's
10
it's
o'clock
already
at night.
hot,
It
and
was so
then you gotta
hot.
put your race suit on and your helmet, and you're sitting in your car, and it is just miserable.
And I sat in the staging lane for 25 minutes, completely suited up, waiting.
And then
on
you go
the race.
home, and you have the AC on because it's so hot, and you're completely drenched in your own sweat, and you're freezing.
You stink on the way home.
It was
Everybody in
bad.
your truck stinks.
It's terrible. It's so hot.
You bring an extra shirt, it don't matter. You
I
still
brought
have
two.
to
I changed twice.
It doesn't matter. It's just Florida, man. It sucks.
It's August in Florida, so.
Yeah. It really
But
sucks.
I won't complain about it in January, February, and March.
Still racing.
Freezing,
Yeah, we
and
can
we're
race.
still racing. That's when it's good. Actually, our best time starts here in about a month, and then goes to
It ain't right now.
May. But right now it is kind
It
of
just
brutal.
sucks. It's 10 o'clock at night and it's just 100 degrees outside. It's just
Yeah, I seen
miserable.
ORP had their $15,000 radio race last night. And it was like 63 degrees and cool, and I seen people with hoodies on in that
was
video. And I'm
dying.
like, are you kidding me? We're over here dying at midnight. It's 97 degrees, and
Yeah, it was just so hot.
we're gonna do the Gulfport for sure. First weekend of September. It's a
Oh,
2-day
yeah.
deal. That's gonna be awesome. He draws the cars for that deal.
That's a cool track. Very nice.
And they just got
track.
all the surface
Wide.
redone from whatever the traction place is.
Wide, and then
Oh, yes.
shut down. You slow down, and then you got to drive another quarter mile because
Yeah,
it's shut
it's-
down so long and wide. And
Very
The
good.
track's actually long enough that they'll do front side from the starting line, but when they do like the backside race, it's just from half track, still going the same way.
Yeah, you don't have to turn it backwards.
It's just
It's
that
so
long.
long.
It's got a heck of a shutdown there. It's a great track. So I'm looking forward to that. And I promise I will have a boost on that weekend. If I don't make 30 pounds, then I'll sell the car. No, it'll be fine. I got it flying down there. Actually, I'd like to get one more race in before then, just to make sure.
Yeah.
There'll be another one. I think there's another one coming up here. I can't remember. We might get Rob up here on Gulfport one. Since I still have his car over here, so all he's got.
Well, his car will be there. He should probably come down.
He should probably come down and watch this car race, because I mean it's going down Gulfport track one way or the other. Whether he's here or not, you just don't know it yet.
He's either gonna see videos of it or he's gonna be the one getting video. But his car's gonna make a pass.
It's going to go down Gulfport. It's a good track. It's going to be a lot of fun. That
It'll be
weekend.
cool.
It's a big 2-day race, and I'd say they will have some cars. We're going to do like backside one night, front side the next, and vice versa. I don't know which way it is, but they always put on a show there, so they'll have a lot of good cars. It'll be a good one. Might even get a chance to see some live feeds on that one, because there's usually a bunch of guys doing that one. It's hard to do that with us.
We just need one more helper.
We don't have nobody to do the live feeds. I mean, my wife can do them, but then it'd be shoot the feed.
Yeah, you would never see anybody.
Trailers and shit. You would never actually see anybody or hear any races or anything. But she understands that too. That's another inside joke with her. But yeah, if we had somebody else that we could go live and we'd get more of that in, but we just don't. It sucks.
It's a lot of work.
It's hard to get these cars and try to keep them lined out and what we're doing and the air pressure and tunes.
I do my
data
best.
logs and switching cameras on this car to that car, and then if you're double entering like I usually do, I usually get small tire and true street. So
Yeah, I don't want you guys thinking we got some crew behind us helping. It's not. I do all the camera work, editing, everything. So it's not a big production, unfortunately. Hopefully one of these days it can be, but
Yeah.
until then, you're stuck with me. I'm sorry. I do what I can.
sometimes it might not be exciting, sometimes it might be, but it is what it is. We'll show it all, good or bad.
That's right.
Show our losses. I mean, if I showed only our wins, there wouldn't be no videos to ever watch. I just suck. But
yeah, no, we're real. We show how it is. You know, like I told you, in the next couple of weeks, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we can get this stupid S10 started. And I promise you, the first startup video will be the real startup. It's not going to be edited. If we're not going to start it first, make sure it runs, then show you guys. I'm starting it raw, and if it knocks and hammers and blows up, I'm going to show you. So
just leave cheap wrenches laying out, because he'll start throwing stuff, and then you'll never get them back.
yeah,
Make sure they're like Taiwan shit and
Yeah.
KD tools and stuff
I
like
won't
that.
push it outside. It's going to sit in the yard.
Oh, it'll be fine. Hope you guys enjoy the video.
That was our great weekend.
That was it. That was the recap. I figured I'd show you, and then we could talk about it a little bit. So kind of give you some insight of what was going on. Because I know the first couple passes you saw, you're like, that's not really a race. You're by yourself. But that's because they allowed you to test. So
And it was like really, I mean, it was the first time we finally got the bugs worked out of Jake's, and he actually got to make really, once we figured that out, then every pass he made was actually a good pass, and he got the win, and his first one of the year, and so now we just got to expand on that, and now we know what the car is capable of and what it can do, and kind of what we can do with the car, so it should just keep getting faster and faster, and we were nowhere near throwing everything. I mean, he's got a second kit that wasn't never even turned on or even thought about turned on. First kit wasn't even really using half of it, so it's got a lot left there. Once we got the traction thing figured out and get the bars adjusted, it went really straight and did really good. So more to come for that bad boy. We plan on seeing it in the winter circle a couple more times this year. So that's our plan anyway. We plan on winning every one we go to. I'm not going there to be an ass kicking loser, so it just happens to work out that way sometimes. But I'm actually going to do the ass kicking, not get my ass kicked, but we don't go to lose. I mean, everyone we go to, we think we can win, or we wouldn't go.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's if you go to thinking you're only going to lose, then you ought to be racing anyway. So I'm not showing up if I don't think I can win every damn one of them. I may not ever win one, but I'm gonna sure think I can before it.
So here it is, 11 o'clock at night on a Sunday, and I'm trying to do the final edit on this video. And going through the final footage, I realized when I got to the recap footage that I had the damn camera set on nighttime, so the picture's overexposed. And not only that, I had it in the wrong format, so the picture doesn't quite fit in the frame. It's great. I'm so good at this production stuff. Discovery, if you're hiring, I'm your man. Not really, I suck at this and I do apologize. So anyway, that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I did a little bit something different with the introduction and everything, so let me know if you guys like that better, worse, the same, you don't really care. Either way, you're not gonna hurt my feelings. Congratulations, Jake, on the first win of the year, man. I hope we get some more under our belt by the end of the year. I really like watching that car make passes. Hopefully we can get in the winner's circle a few more times by the end of the year. I think we got a good chance of it. That thing's running awesome. I think we got a good chance of putting that orange car in the winner's circle too. So I think if we could double up in an event, man, that would be awesome. Especially all the hard work we put in with these cars, man. It's just us. We got a skeleton crew that works with us, and we all help each other. We don't have no crew behind us. We ain't got no big backers. It's us working normal 9-to-5 jobs, 9 to 5. Most of us work way more hours than that. That's also not taking into consideration the amount of time and money and effort we put into these cars. Guys, these cars are expensive. And trust me, with the parts bill I got this week, I'm gonna have to work even more hours to pay for that damn thing. So, but yeah, just keep tuning in, keep watching, like, subscribe, buy some shirts. That really helps us out when you can do that. I'm trying to get the stickers rolled out on the website here in the next, I hope the next week. I gotta get some more made. I'll make those ourselves too. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next one.